Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. So I just wanted to just record a short video to set the work for the next lesson. So this would be Tuesday's lesson for you, I think. So we're sticking with the work we've been doing about our theoretical study of fracking in Lincolnshire and what sort of local people think about that. So we're sticking with that scenario. And so far, you've done some work on looking at, well, how would we conduct a questionnaire of that to sort of find out what local people think. We've talked a bit about how we make sure that that's fair and representative, so with sampling. So, you don't just ask anyone at random, you might consider different age groups, the different villages, so on and so forth. What I want you to have a fairly brief look at, just for sort of today's lesson, is using secondary data. Now, the advantage of our sort of make-believe study of fracking in Lincolnshire is that it is actually a real thing. This is sort of really happening, or at least it was proposed to really happen. I think it is going ahead to some extent. But the point is, you can sort of find that out. So what I want you to do is imagine that you were really doing this study, and maybe you've gone and done your questionnaires, or you're planning to go and do the questionnaires. But to support that in your overall report, you're going to look at other secondary data you can find. So, I mean, this would start off fairly basically with a sort of a Google search of the fracking in Lincolnshire, and you can find you can find information about it. Now, what it's not about, and what I don't want you to do, like, it's not about just finding a Wikipedia thing, and because that's not very useful for what we would want. It's more the sort of thing like you might be able to find archives of like online sort of local news stories. You'll also be able to find national news stories, because this has been in the news at various times. But remember, what you're looking for, what you're interested in, is about sort of people's attitudes towards it. So we're not looking for a news article about just what fracking is, because we could do that another way. We don't need a news article to tell us what fracking is. But what we're interested in is that maybe the tone of those news articles. So are the national news articles more positive maybe than the local ones? Are the local news articles full of, sort of people complaining about the plans, or saying what they're worried about and things like that? So what I actually want you to do, have a look on Google and see what you can find. It's fracking in Lincolnshire, which is, if you look at that PowerPoint that we've been using, the front slide says that, if you need sort of a reminder. The company that were going to do it are called Quadrilla. So you sort of know if you've got the right one. But see what you can find. See if you can find some local reports and things like that. And then what I actually want you to do is you can type up quite a short little summary of what you've managed to find out, and also think about sort of how reliable is that information, how useful would that information be to you if you were doing this report on this investigation, on what local people's views are regarding the proposed fracking in Lincolnshire. Okay, so that's the work for Tuesday. I'm putting it up on Monday just so you've got it, but it's the work for Tuesday. But obviously exactly when you do it, it's up to you. I'll set some more work later in the week for the other lessons. Okay, thanks very much. Hope you're all well, and stay safe.